All right, who would like to read the I-N statement? Thank you. Go ahead, really loud.
I can design a whole number
Okay, so before Christmas, right, we were dividing a fraction by a whole number. Or we were dividing a fraction by a fraction. Did we get to that point yet? Okay. This time we're going to be dividing a whole number into fraction pieces. Okay? So in essence, what we're really doing is we're taking cake, we're cutting it up into pieces, and we're seeing how many pieces of cake we have. Right? When we're dividing a fraction by a whole number, we're taking part of the cake, cutting it into slices, and sharing. Right? You see the difference? Okay? So it says a nature preserve is 5 miles wide. A ranger divides the entire preserve into 1/3 mile wide sections for different tours. How many sections does the nature preserve have for different tours? Okay, so we know we're dividing because that's what it told us in our I-Can statement, right? Okay, so what would our equation look like? Good. 5 divided by 1/3. Okay? So talk to me about how we can model this. How do you think we could model this? 5 divided by 1/3. Yes. He says take 5 wholes and cut them into 1/3 pieces. I could also do a number line, right? Because it is a mile height. So what would I cut? What would I first start with? How long was the trail?
5 miles.
5 miles, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is how long the trail was. Okay? So what do I need to do to find out? They divided every mile into third pieces. So what do I need to do? Cut it into thirds. So this mile, 1, 2, 3. This mile, 1, 2, 3. This mile, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And I can also cut my holes into thirds, right? Okay, so we've cut the entire trail into 1/3 pieces. It says how many sections does the nature preserve have for different tours? Well, how many do we have? Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many do we have? 15. So 5 divided by 1/3 equals what? 15. Okay, do you see the difference between dividing a whole number and dividing a fraction by a whole number? Tell me what you know about dividing a fraction by a whole number. Turns into a unit fraction, right? We always had 1 as our numerator, right? So tell me what you see about dividing a whole number by a fraction.
You get a whole.
You get a whole number. If you can understand those two concepts, you'll be able to better help yourselves when you think, ooh, what's the answer to this? You'll already know, hey, I'm dividing a fraction by a whole number. I know I'm going to have a fraction. Hey, I'm dividing a whole number by a fraction. I'm going to end up with a whole number. Okay? All right, turn the page. The nature preserve has a 3-mile long trail for bird watchers. The ranger divides the trail into 1/2 mile sections and names each section after a different bird. How many of these sections does the trail have? Okay, first off, what is our equation? What is our whole that we'll be dividing up? 3. 3. Because it's a 3-mile trail, right? What did they divide the trail up into, name each part a bird?
1/2 mile sections.
1/2 mile sections. So what's our equation?
1/3 divided by 1/2. 3 divided by 1/2.
3 divided by 1/2. We are taking the trail and dividing it up into 1/2 pieces. Okay? So look at A. Everybody look at A. Complete to describe the situation a mile with expression. Trail is how long?
3 miles.
3 miles long. And it is divided into 1/2 sections. This can be modeled by the expression 3 divided by 1/2. Okay? So now, it is a number line. Okay? So represent the situation by a number line. Everybody draw a number line in their book. Oh, good. Okay, what are we going to, so it does have 0 and 3, right? Oopsie. Okay, what are we going to cut this number line into?
Thirds.
Thirds. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So how is the dividend represented on the number line? In essence, what is it cutting the number line into? 3 pieces, right? It's cut into thirds, 0 to 3. That's what it's cut into. How is the divisor represented on the number line? Well, we haven't done the divisor yet, right? We haven't divided our number line yet. Okay? So what do we need to divide our number line into? We need to go through and each of those pieces need to be cut in half. 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 Does everybody see where I got that? Okay? If you don't, think of this as a hole right here. There's one hole. We cut it into what? Half. Here's another hole. We cut it into half. Here's another hole. We cut it into half. Okay? So what is the number? What did we divide? What's the divisor? What are we dividing by? You know what divisor means, right? We're dividing by 1/2 pieces, right? Okay, the next one. How is the quotient represented on the number line? So here's 1 section, 2 sections, 3, 4, 5, 6. The number of sections on the number line represents the quotient. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Does that make sense? Okay, so 3 divided by 1/2 equals what? Has anyone seen the pattern? And I think we've done this, right? Didn't we do this at the first of 9? There is a pattern. I'm not going to ask for it yet. I'm going to do a couple more and see if more people can see the pattern that's happening, okay? All right, look at page 255. John's lawnmower uses 1/4 gallon of gas each time he mows the lawn. John has 3 gallons of gas in a container. How many times can he mow the lawn before he needs to refill the containers? Okay, let's talk about what he has. What does he have? Yes, he has 3 gallons of gas in a container, right? And each time he mows the lawn, how much is he using of that gas? 1/4 of the gallon. Okay? So it's saying how many times can he mow the lawn before he needs to refill the container? Are we adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing?
Dividing.
Dividing. Okay, I know that I'm dividing. What am I dividing?
3 and 1/4.
I'm dividing how much gas he has, right? How much gas does he have? 3 gallons, and I want to see how many times he can mow the lawn before. So what am I going to divide by?
1/4.
1/4. 3 divided by 1/4. Okay, it says represent the amount of gas in the container. Draw rectangles to show each gallon. How many rectangles am I going to draw to show each gallon?
3.
3. Because those are my 3 holes, right? Ooh, I need to see these things written down in their book. Okay, so there's my 3 holes. You need to go to Mr. Johnson. Okay? Or is it at 9? What time do you go? I can't remember. We'll see if it's this time. What are we dividing our 3 holes into? Manuel?
4.
4. Good. 1/4 pieces. Okay? So here's 1 time he can mow the lawn, 2 times he can mow the lawn, 3 times he can mow the lawn, 4 times he can mow the lawn. How many times can he mow the lawn before he has to get new gas? 12. So 3 divided by 1/4 is
12.
12. Anyone see a pattern yet? Ooh, I've got about 6 of you that see the pattern at this point. All right. Yay! Look at check understanding. Draw a vision model to solve the problem and then write a division equation. Tim serves 1/5 pound of cat food each day from a 2-pound bag. How many days will this bag last? First of all, let's come up with our equation. What does he have?
2 pounds in the bag.
2 pounds. Good. You have the 2 pounds, and you have a 2-pound bag.
2 pound bag. Yeah.
2-pound bag. Okay. What does he need to do?
Divide it into 1/5.
Yeah, because 1/5 serves the cat, right? Okay, so it says draw a visual model. How shall we draw it? Number line? Shall we do a number line?
Hello.
Okay, perfect. Or shall we do it in a rectangle? Number line? Okay. What's my number line going to be labeled then? As. Yep, so we need a 0, 1, and 2. For kicks, let's do rectangles. How many rectangles are we going to do? 2. So for those of you that don't like number lines and like to see rectangles, we can do it both ways. Okay? All right. So here is 1 pound in the bag, right there. There's 2 pounds in the bag. What are we going to split our number line into? You know what? 5 pieces. Why? Yeah, because 1/5 of it feeds the cat, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I did rectangles, what am I cutting it into?
5.
5 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so each time this feeds the cat. So this would be 1 day. You got to feed the cat that day. From a 2-pound bag of cat food, how many days can we feed our cat now? If we only feed him once a day.
10 days.
10 days. Oh, we didn't write our equation. What's our equation?
2 divided by 1/5. So it equals 10.
Equals 10. Good. So we can feed our cat 10 days. Anyone see the pattern? Oh, I got more. Getting pretty close to seeing a pattern. Okay. All right. Before we get into groups, because I think, let's see, fist to 5 on how you're feeling about this. Got all 4s and 5s. Good. One thing you need to remember, when we divide a whole number by a fraction, what will our answer be? Whole number. When we divide a fraction by a whole number, what will our answer be? A unit fraction. If you can remember that in your brains, that will help you so much. Okay? All right, let's open up to practice 10.4 and let's look real quick at it before we get into groups. Hey, question 5, it looks like we are dividing a whole number by a fraction. So what are we going to get? A whole number. On 2 and 3, it tells us that we need to draw a visual model. If you want to use a number line, use a number line. If you would like to use rectangles, use rectangles. Okay, but it does ask you to draw a visual model, so you need to draw a visual model. On the back, real quick, let's look. Okay, I want you to look down at this firearm view because our brains might be a little rusty. It says draw a visual model to find 3/5 times 2/3. Do you remember how to draw a visual model for that? Yes, tell me. Okay, we do. We put it in rows and columns, but how many holes do I use? 3/5 times 2/3. How many holes am I going to draw? 1, right? Because a fraction times a fraction is less than 1, right? Okay, so that's the first thing I do. That doesn't tell me what to do. What do I do? Oh, there we go. 5 columns, right? Oh, did we do this today? Yeah. We did. How many do I shade in? 3 of them. And what? So, thirds and color in 2 of them. Color in 2 of them. Where's my answer? Okay. Now, what if I get, so there's the model. So what do I get? What's my hole cut into now? 15. How many have those colors? 6. Tell me what's wrong with that answer. Non-simplest form, what do we need to do? Divide by 3? I do. Oh, just back there. There should be one. Yeah, right there. Oh, what are we going to divide by? Divide by 3. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. And 15 divided by 3 is 5. Okay? Tell me if that's in simplest form. Yes. Why?
Because 2 can't be divided by 5 and 5 is prime.
There you go. 2 can't be divided by 5 and 5 is prime. 5 cannot be divided by 2 and 5 is prime. And is 2 prime?
Yes. And
it is. Yeah. 2 is a what? A rule breaker, right?
He's like,
naughty.
Hey,
rule breaker.
I'm going to be bold.
Hey, your assignment then today is page 10.4 front and back. I really don't think it's going to take you a full long time to do it, especially if you saw the pattern. Okay? So, once you're finished with your assignment, then you need to get on to extra math. And then on to what? Prodigy. Okay.